Welcome back to Skyline Dreams. It is day 3 in the Skyline Dreams World Headquarters Science and Technology Centre, otherwise known as my garage, and we are going to carry on sanding for hopefully the last day so we can get this little area finished. I have finally got this corner down to a shape that I am happy with. There's a tiny little area in this corner here that I need to fix, and at the back there's a tiny little low spot, so that's going to be the next area I'm going to address, and then we'll finally be able to get on to the dolphin glaze, which will be a nice smooth filler to then sand it again. Last of the low spots have been filled, and I had a little bit of spare filler, so I found a couple of damaged parts in the bumper which I've drilled out and used the spare filler on. They'll be sanded down and smoothed over. So now I have a couple like that one here, that one here. So to fill them, I'll just attack them with a drill bit so they've got a nice deep surface to adhere to. Looks a bit messy at the moment. Once it's all sanded, it'll be fine. Coming on nicely. We are finally ready for some dolphin glaze. So dolphin glaze is a really good body filler. It's very flexible, like it's very thin, liquidy, so it's really nice to use. It spreads very thin and it's very easy to sand down, so it's really nice to use. However, it does set quite quickly, so be prepared to use it quickly. And whilst the dolphin glaze goes off, perfect time for a coffee. Now the dolphin glaze has gone off, I'm going to lightly go over it with some 120 sandpaper just to get any of the high spots off. And then I'm going to move down to a 240 sandpaper to smooth it off a bit more. As you can see, incredibly little pressure, and it is just coming away. It's such nice stuff to use. The first wave of dolphin glaze sanding has been done. I am now going to give this a quick coating of white primer, and that's going to highlight any little low spots that we can't see here, and then find any tiny little low spots and carry on. I know I just sprayed that in a dusty environment. This is nowhere near the finished product. This is for a primer to highlight little areas like this that we couldn't see whilst it was 1,000 different colours. Little low spot down there. A couple in the top. Great, highlighted the areas we need to attack next. As I was moving into the next part of the project, which was installing some flush mounted nuts ready to hold the number plate, I encountered a tiny bit of a setback, found a weak spot I didn't bother showing the weak spot. I just mashed a load more fiberglass into it to fill it up. Really annoying. Not a huge setback, but it is a little bit of a setback. You can see there's a bit of light coming through there where it's really thin. Going to mash a load more in once this one's set and sand it back, and we'll be back to where we were an hour and a half ago. So as we wait for the fiberglass to go off, there really is only one thing for it. That bit was sanded down before my coffee even got cold. Tiny little hole there we need to refill. Tiny little hole there we need to refill. Bit more dolphin glaze on it and we're good as new. So this part of the video actually picks up about a day and a half later from my last little update where I said I was going to put some dolphin glaze in and find a bit of light and fill a little hole. It's better. We've had a tiny bit of a reshape with the panel that I was building for the number plate. I put the number plate on and I somehow overlooked really quite a big detail where the front top was square, but the lower part of the bumper had a tiny little curve in it. So when I bolted the number plate onto the panel I'm making, when you bolted all four corners down, where it's square at the top and bow at the bottom, it made a bow in the number plate, which allowed the number plate to come about 3mm off of the flat plate that I just built. I couldn't handle that, it's absolutely unacceptable. So, this is where we're at now. I've cut the sides. I've cut a number of teeth, I'll provide a picture, all the way along. And I've cut that side out as well. It's completely undone. All the hours worth of sanding and squaring it up I did to make it look lovely. So what? When it was loose, I then screwed the number plate on, let the number plate pull the fiberglass board into the shape it wanted to be, and then I've applied filler behind. So I was a few steps in and then quite a few steps back, and now we are back again into shaping and moulding of the number plate to make it look good. The other kicker though is having a bit of a rethink. I've also decided that in these two little areas here and here is I'm going to install front facing cameras. So that means a complete reshape of the edges that I made look lovely. Oh well. Using a spare piece of fiberglass that actually got cut out somewhere else in the bumper, I've cut a little shape to fit into here, and as you can see I've already started scuffing it up, ready to add here with more fiberglass. So that's going to provide the first part of the top here. There's obviously a step down there, that's going to get filled in, so don't worry about that. We'll fill in all the way, and then we're going to come down here. So follow this line down, try and follow this line down, marry it up with the number plate here, and it'll end here. So basically, we're going to come along there, like that. Same on the other side. All right, enough faffing, let's get to it. Following on from a little bit of cutting, measuring, shaping up, etc. I've got this shape, that's L for the left hand side of the bumper facing it. This fits in here, and I think what I'm going to do is cut, already started so too late now, cut, got cut down there already. I've just cut here, and I'm going to cut here and here, do the same on the other side, and then from there I'm going to take this whole section, which will be cutting a kind of square, and hinge it out just a little bit. So this bit here, this edge here, now makes contact with this one here, so we're coming down in a gentle slope. It will come forwards, it'll take a little bit of manipulation. This will be the top, which will go in there, and then blend round, and then the front mount camera can either go here or here, depending on where it looks nice. The top piece is fiberglassed in. Fiberglass is still wet, of course. The little doorway has been cut out, so that's the top part on there. The doorway will just angle out just a tiny little bit, so this corner here will match up with this corner here, and then I'll cut this a little bit. So we want to come up, come round, and blending into the bumper. So it's only going to be a tiny change, but it was easier to cut that whole square piece out. And here is today's Skyline Dreams tip. If you've got to do a little bit of fiberglassing and you need to push it in with your finger and you have no gloves to hand, make a fingertip with some masking tape and push it in, and once you're done, unpeel it and you won't get fiberglass all over your hands. The bumper is now on its front, and I have braced the first part of the new section we're going to make. At the moment it looks pretty ugly because I've just mashed a load of fiberglass filler in there, but as always, once it's dried we'll sand it back nicely. This is the back of the bumper. As you can see, it's an absolute mess at the moment, but at the back of the bumper, even though no one will see it, we'll still make sure it's nice and neat and tidy. For example, here's the back of the LED rail. Even though no one will see it, it's still been sanded back, there's no sharp marks. And eventually this will all be resprayed black behind here, all one colour. And that is where I'm going to leave it, because it is night time and I need a beer. Till next time, Skyline Dreamers, stay safe.